study pals. Today we will be moving to the second part of linear equations in one variable. Chapter 2, grade 8. Today's topic is solving equations with variables on one side. So we have an equation here, 2x minus 3 equals 7. So the coefficient is 2, variable is x and the constant is 3. So if you are not acquainted with these terms, be sure to check out my basics of an equation video, link in the description box below. Now let's just get back to the topic. We have the variable x. Now let's just think of this as a very interesting story. X is a person who wants to find his value. In order to find his value, he has to not be distracted. Means that he has to remove the crowd around him. So the crowd around him is basically the other numbers, which is 2 and 3. So they have to be transferred to the other side and not on the side of x. So let's do that one by one. The first number who is always willing to go will be the constant. Whenever you solve an equation, the first number that should go is the constant. Then only if there is a coefficient. So now we transfer the 3 from here to here and become 7 plus 3. Why plus 3? That's because when we transfer one number from one side to the other side, it changes its function. It becomes the opposite function. So I just write this down. If it was minus, it becomes plus. If it was plus, it becomes minus. If it was multiplication, it becomes division. If it was division, it becomes multiplication. Let's just keep that in mind. So now we have 7 plus 3, which is 10. Now we have 2x is equal to 10. Let's just transfer 2 to this side. So 2 will be dividing 10 because in the other side it was multiplying x. And as you can see, I written here when it was multiplication on the other side. In the next side it becomes division. So now we have x equals 10 plus 2, which is 5. So we found the value x is equal to 5. So if you have any doubts, there's actually a way to check this out. The question was 2x plus minus 3 is equal to 7. So 2 into 5, x is 5, we just found that out. Minus 3 is equal to 7. Which is 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, which is right. So you can always check this out if you have any doubt. Now let's move on to the other most interesting part of this video. We'll be solving all the equations of exercise 2.1 CBSE textbook. So we are moving on to our very first question. I just moved on to voiceover mode. So here I am. Anyways, now we have x minus 2 equals 7. The variable is x and x is having an existential crisis. He needs to find his value. So let's just help him. So as you can see, I am transferring 2 from one side to the other, which makes it change its function. So it becomes 7 plus 2, which is 9. Yeah, that's over very fast. So let's move on to the second part. Let's wrap that off fast. The second question is y plus 3 equals 7. The variable is y, 3 is the constant on his side, and now not x but y is having an existential crisis. So let's help him out. Y is equal to 10 minus 3. Remember the change sign rule? That's put into action. So 10 minus 3 is 7, and that's your answer. The next question has a bit of a plot twist. It's actually, changing its side. So 6 equals z plus 2. Normally the variable is on the LHS, but it doesn't matter. There's no there's no change for the method we solve the equation. It's the same itself. The next question is also kind of a plot twisted question. It involves fraction. So the question is 3 by 7 plus x equals 17 by 7. There are two simple ways to do this. The first way is to multiply 7 with both sides. As you can see, the denominators of both the fractions 3 by 7 and 17 by 7 is 7 itself. So if we just multiply both the sides with 7, we get to cut off the denominator. We just get to cancel off the denominator and it becomes much more easier. So now we have 3 plus 7x equals 17, which makes it easier. So 7x is equal to 17 minus 3, which is 14. Now 14 divided by 7 gives us 2. That's the answer. Now the second method is the method I already told you about. So let's just do that. X is equal to, let's just transfer 3 by 7 there. 17 by 7 minus 3 by 7. This is also a very simple method, but just to make sure if you know it. Just 2. That's the answer. So we have the next question here. It's a very simple question. 6x is equal to 12. I think we all know the answer, but let's just satisfy the textbook's needs. Yep, there's the answer. The next question is 3 by 5 equals 10. Here, the variable is the numerator and 5 is the coefficient because it divides the variable. So, t is equal to 10 into 5, which is 50. There's our answer. The next question is 2x by 3 equals 18. It's the same question as the sixth one, only that there's a coefficient, like almost two coefficients, because we have 2x and we have a 3 that divides x. So now it becomes 2x is equal to 18 into 3, which is 54. Try to do this yourself. 54 divided by 2 gives us 27, and there's your answer. The next question involves decimals. It's not hard, don't worry. We'll just try to do it, and there's no method changing involved. So 1.6 is equal to y divided by 1.5. Let's just multiply 1.5 with 1.6, which gives us 2.40. Which is the answer. Y is 2.40. So we are moving on to the ninth question. 7x minus 9 is equal to 16. So let's just transfer 9 onto the other side, which is 16 plus 9. So 6 plus 9 is 15, then 1 plus 1, and then we get 25. Now transfer 7 to the other side, 25 divided by 7. There's no other answer to that. The next question is 14y minus 8 is equal to 30. I don't think you guys would expect the answer, but let's just see, okay? It's a very interesting answer. So 13 plus 8 gives us 21. Now y, let's just transfer 14 to the other side. Now let's just cut off those. We get 3 by 2. Yes, a variable could also be a fraction. So now we are down to the last two questions. 17 plus 6p equals 9. Taking 17 to the other side, we have minus 8. Minus 8 divided by 6 is minus 4 by 3. And there's the answer. The second question is x by 3 plus 1 equals 7 by 50. So the first step is to multiply both the sides with 3. As you can see, the denominators are actually related to each other because 3 into 5 equals 15. So if we multiply 3 with both the sides, we actually can reduce both the sides to its lowest form, making it much more easier to do. So we have 3 into x by 3 gives us x, no 3 there,
Then 3 into 1 is 3. So we have x plus 3 on this side. On the other side, 15 is reduced to 5, which is 7 by 5. So transferring 3 to the other side, 7 by 15 minus 3 by 1. Not 15. I'm getting it wrong always. It's 5. So it becomes 1 into 5 and 3 into 5. So it's 7 minus 15 by 5, which is minus 8 by